So hi, everyone. So hi, guys. It's Jaleese here at Infinite Modesty Design. I want to thank every one of you who will be joining me today, my live. I'm doing a live stream here today. So I'm just going to pull it up here. So hi, guys. It's Jaleese here at Infinite Modesty. Sorry, guys. Let me just actually mute myself because I don't want to be singing double here. Sorry, guys. Thank you so much. All right, so I want to thank everyone for joining me today. We are doing a live sew along, making what? A bucket hat. Of course, this is a bucket hat here. I have the pattern, so if you guys are interested in the pattern is here. You could download it. There should be a link in the description below to get it's 4 pages. You would have to download cuts. And once you get the pattern itself, we will show you how to connect them together. It's very, very easy to connect them itself. Who we are, we are a Toronto Sew and Fashion Studio. We teach you, of course, how to sew. So I would pretty much dive right into the live itself. So this is one part of the hat. We have to sew this twice. I've sewed this once just for time's sake itself. So I am going to kind of move myself out of the way and show you how to assemble the pattern and get your bucket hat, of course, for Christmas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, for those who are watching me live and those who are watching the replay. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can see me well here. I'm just going to turn the camera down here. Oops, my camera actually give me some headache here. So I'm just going to turn my camera down for those who is watching me on my page. Okay, so hopefully you can see everything that I'm doing here. Okay, so this is the pattern here, guys. The pattern here. So you want 2-piece for the top. You also want interfacing as well. So interfacing, I have interfacing here. I would actually, sorry guys, I would put a link so you could also purchase interface as well. It's always good to have some lightweight interface for the bucket hat to ensure that you get that nice stability for the hat itself. So you need 2 pieces of this. As I said, I make one here already. So you need 2 pieces of this. You will need for the middle hat, you will need 4 pieces. So I have 2 pieces, like I make one already. So I have 2 pieces here. And of course, for the brim of the hat, you also need 4 pieces here. So 4 pieces for this one and 4 pieces for this one. Okay, so I am going to just move the pieces out of the way. There would be a video of how to assemble the patterns together. But I have them cut out here, and let's get started. So this is one side of the hat here, guys. So let me go ahead and connect the other side, and then we are doing this live. Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to do here, guys, is I'm going to put this aside. Now I'm going to put this right sides touching right sides. Okay. So right sides touching right sides. Right. I'm just going to put a pin right here. So right sides touching right sides. I'm going to put a pin here. I'm going to put a pin here, and we are going to sew it down 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch seam allowance. If you're sewing it for a child and you want to use the same method here, you could always use more than 1/2 inch seam allowance. You could even use 1 inch seam allowance, but I mean, that might be wasting fabric. You may want to just cut it out because it does have the kid size as well. All right, so let me just go ahead here. So the first thing we want to do is to sew the brim, that's the middle part here. And then we want to sew the bottom part here, 1/2 inch. And you do that for the both pieces. So I'm just going to sew it 1/2 inch down here. Put my power on. So one side, and make sure it's right sides to right sides. This pattern is really, really hard to see which side is which side. But right side to right side would be ideal itself. Okay, so I am going to turn it around and sew the other side as well. So, and then also always trim out your fabric. So now I'm going to sew this side and the other side 1/2 inch as well. So this is a very quick and easy project to make, guys. Very easy, very, very quick. Have the right tools. Okay, and you could also use scrap fabric as well. So you don't even have to use like a full, maybe about a yard of fabric you might need with this because you're doing both, and you could get two different sort of fabric itself to put them together. So that is it here. I've cut it down this way. So it is like this. Okay. All right. So this is it now. So the next thing I will do here, guys, is to take, so this is the bottom part. So this is the wider part in the bottom. So this is the middle part here. I will take it. You could hand iron the seam. So hand iron the seam open nicely like this. All right. So we're just going to hand iron the seam nicely, just like this. All right. And then you could turn it on the right side. You could leave it on the wrong side as well. So I just turn it on the right side facing me. Just remember the narrow part is a top part. And then I'm going to take my hat piece here now. This piece here now, and then I'm going to match the notches. So on the pattern itself, guys, there is notches. So you just have to follow the notch. I'm just going to get the pattern here. So there is notches here that you want to actually cut this out on the actual fabric itself for the round piece. So it's easier to actually connect. So now I have my notch. I'm going to mark my notch here, right sides touching right sides. So this is the right sides touching the right sides here. My seam is on the inside. And I'm going to mark it right here. The notch is going to be right here. So I'm going to mark the notch here. Could be a little difficult. Then what I'm going to do here is supposed to have another notch here, but I'm going to mark the other notch. So this is the second notch supposed to come in the middle. So the middle point. I forgot to mark the notch here for the middle point. So I'm just going to average a middle point here. So the second notch here going to come to the middle part. So you'd also have a notch on the middle pattern as well. Okay. And then now I'm going to take this notch here and connect with this seam here. And again, all this is right sides touching right sides. Okay, so it kind of look really, really funny. So I'm going to turn it this way. And I still have one more to pin. So I'm going to actually turn it inside out. So you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so something like this. Now I'm going to take this notch here now and bring it now to the middle part here. So this is the middle part here. And you're supposed to have notches on every pieces. So this is the middle part here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just try to close now. Now this, it could be a little bit difficult because it's more like a circle you're trying to fit. So you're just going to fit and pin. And if it's a woven fabric you're dealing with, it might be a little bit challenging. You could always stretch the fabric, fit and pin. So I'm pinning the top of the hat to the middle part. And I'm going to pin it all the way around just to make sure I get it stable because I'm going around a circle. And I want to make sure I'm much stabilized here. Okay, so it's very, very easy. It's not hard. So for those who are looking to take sewing classes, we do offer sewing classes. We actually offer sewing classes online. So if anyone is interested in sewing classes online, but if you want to sew a bucket hat for Christmas, this is the exact perfect gift itself. And we have the sewing pattern. It makes life even easier for you to sew. So I wanted to sew this live to show you how easy it is to sew. And it's not that hard. If you just take the time, you could also just replay this video. I may have an unedited part itself, just to make sure you could see exactly what I'm doing with all the talking in general. But I do this live, guys, to show you it's not that hard. It's a very fun and easy project. It's something that you could just sit and sew, maybe in about the same time that I'm doing it right here today. Okay, so I just need to pin this side here now, and I'll show you what it looks like. So for anyone who's watching me live, just, put a like on this video if it's a live, put a comment, just say hi. If you're a beginner, if you are intermediate, if you're watching live, if you're watching replay, that would be great. If you have sewn a bucket hat before, if you would actually try this when you see how easy it is, that would be nice for your comment. All right, so let me just show you guys what it is here. So just like this, so you see, just like this. So it's really looked like a hat already. So now we're gonna sew this down 1/2 inch now, and then we're gonna turn it and get this one going. So let's get started. All right, so 1/2 inch, just take out your pin all the time when you sew 1/2 inch yourself. Make sure all your pin is removed as you sew. So I'm just gonna take it out here. Have a lot, and then the thing is, I put a lot of pin because make it a little bit more even as you sew because it is a circle going around. So you will see me sewing over the pin. Just ensure if you're a beginner, ensure that you always take out the pins as you sew. Making sure that I have everything nicely here. Because I'm doing a live, I want to make sure everything goes smoothly. All right, good stuff. Good. So guys, if you're watching me live or if you're watching the replay, it would be nice to know who's watching us and where you're watching us from. It'd be fantastic. Again, we are doing this live on getting you prepared for the holiday season by sewing yourself a bucket hat. So I didn't put interface in this hat actually. I may sew another one eventually with the interface so you could actually see what it looks like with the interface and without the interface. But the goal is that if you don't have interface, you could still try the hat, see how it looks. And if you want it a little bit more stable, then you get yourself some interfacing, which I do highly suggest. And you would even get it to be more stable. All right, so almost through here. I'll take out all my pins as I go along. Almost through here. Almost through here. Again, guys, we would have the link in the description below. If it's not there now, we would have it below for you to grab your the bucket hat if you think you need to sew yourself one. There you go. All right, so almost done. I'm just gonna finish shaking out my pins. So almost done here. Good stuff. All right, so this is it here so far. So this is how it is so far. So I got a nice little hat already. So just like this, very cute, very nice. All right, so the next step I'm going to do here now is to put the bottom piece attached to the hat itself. So now I'm going to do just the right side, touching right side. So right side of this hat, I'm going to put it facing down. So hopefully it can stay down. I'm going to also open my seam. Keep in mind the wider part is the bottom of the hat, and the narrower part, of course, going to connect with this one. So let me open this nicely here. Open it nicely here. Okay, so just like this. All right, so now I'm going to sew this right side. So this is the right side. I'm going to put this right side as well. Sorry, I apologize. So right sides touching right sides. So I just put it on like this, and then I'm going to turn it, flip it around like that. Right, so this is going to be in the bottom on the right, and I'm going to hover this over. Right side touching right side. And again, I'm going to match the seams up together. So I'm going to open the seams here, pin it down, seam to seam. Make sure you take your time and match the seam up. So match the seam on this side, match the seam on that side. So I'm going to open the seam nicely like this and match the seam on this side. Okay. So guys, for some people, I know a lot of people ask me, where are you from? What's your region? If you're from Africa, if you're from the Caribbean. I am from the Caribbean. I am from Grenada to be precise. My husband is actually from Congo, Africa, Brazzaville. So you could always tell us where you're connecting with us from. It's always nice to know where our viewers is connecting with us from, and we could, be entertained. There you go. And of course, let us know how long you have been sewing. If you just starting with sewing, if you're looking to learn the craft of sewing, and so on and so forth. All right, so there we go. Let me X this out here. Okay. All right, so almost done, guys, because like I said, I had sewn one side already. So this is just the next piece I am sewing here, and we can connect it. I want to make sure that I do it on the live so you can see how easy peasy it is to sew. There you go. It's a great gift for the Christmas holidays. And my plan is to actually do a little bit more live to kind of encourage you could start a project and finish it, right? You could actually sit down, start a project, finish it. Don't make that project give you no headache. You make a mistake, just continue, or have your seam ripper beside you. Seam ripper is your best friend kind of thing. If you make any mistake, you rip it out, you do it again, and you're back in business. All right, almost to the last two pins here. Again, guys, if you're watching me live, if this is YouTube, give this video a like, give us a comment, say if you like sewing, where you're connecting with us from, if you have been sewing for a while, if you're a pro, if you're a beginner, there you go. All right, so look at this guy, look at this. I'm telling you, look at this very well. This look good. And it's only pinned down, right? It's only pinned down. All right, so let's keep going here. So I'm going to turn it, of course, and I'm going to sew it down 1/2 inch again. Okay. So 1/2 inch all the way through. Again, take out your pin as you sew. There you go. So I'm going to just take everything out. I'm supposed to take everything out. I am kind of spoiled like that, not taking out my pin. But again, I know exactly how to man over the pin. But as a beginner, always remove your pin. Again, even though I'm an advanced, I'm the instructor, there are times the needle break with me. So you just have to know kind of the tricks and the trade. But as a beginner, always remove your pin, stop, remove your pin, start, continue. All right. Never graze and take out your pin. Always stop and take out your pin. All right. So we're looking good so far. And always have a pin cushion, guys. Safety is always key. If you're doing that in your house, in your home studio, regardless of what it is, there's pins on the floor. You want to make sure that you're safe at all times. Yeah. So for those who are looking to learn to sew, we do offer online classes as well, just to let you guys know. All right. If you still want to sew and you're bold and brave to learn the craft online, I have done it, many students, and you would not be the first. Again, you could always get the pattern. There should be a link in the description below to grab the pattern. And in the pattern, when you get the pattern, you would actually see how to assemble it. Very, very simple, very easy. Okay. So there we go. All right. So I'm supposed to be ironing as I sew. Yeah. But again, I'm doing the live. I just want to kind of get it over with. And then I will show you guys the final result. Of course, you have to iron as you sew as you go along. All right, so now, remember I told you guys that I made another one? So this one is not it's not the same color, but I did this purposely to show you guys you could always play around with, have fun. So right side touching right side. So this is already on the right side. I'm going to turn this on the wrong side now. And I'm only going to leave an opening to turn it, okay? So now I'm going to cover this over, making sure my seams is matched. So I have matched the seams here. Very, very important. So I match the seam. So I just cover this one over that one and I match the seams. So now I'm going to match up my seams nicely here. Then I am going to leave an opening. So that's your little secret there to turn the right sides, making sure they match. And then also make sure you match your seams up really nice and pretty. Okay, so I match my seam first. That's the first thing I want to do is to make sure I match my seam. And of course, that's where you would open your seams, take your time, iron your seams, and get back on a track. So I am going to do this right here. All right. Now I'm going to push this out like this. And I'm going to pin all the way to the bottom. And remember to leave an opening. So I'm just going to put a double pin here. So I can remember that I have to leave an opening for sure. Because sometimes even me and I'll just fly over the opening and keep going. So we don't want that there. Okay, so I am going to just put a few pins because I could be able to manage it. But again, it's a circle, guys. You want to make sure you pin it nice and tailored so you don't get any crisp, any pleats. If you have any pleats, you take your time and you pin it. So if you have any pleats, you know how to stretch the fabric out a little, not to deshape the hat, of course, to make sure that you get evenly when you sew and there's no pleats at the very end. So again, what we're making a DIY bucket hat, guys. The pattern should be in the description below. If it's not there right now, you will definitely get the pattern with the link. If you get the pattern, we do have instructional video of how to connect the pattern together. And I will do an unedited live so you could see plain what to do. All right, so there we go. So now I'm going to continue. Now I have my double pin. So to kind of, I put a double pin because it's kind of put me on track to know, okay, do not sew after the double pin. So I'm going to start this side here, right? And I'm going to end here, okay? My double pin. Okay, so let me go. Again, I'm going to do 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. There you go. Let me get that. All right. So just take your pin out. On my pin fall, get that up for sure. Take your pin out of there. So. All right. As you sew, Again, if you're new here, if you're joining me for the first time, whether you're watching me live, replay, I don't know where you are. You could give this video a like if you do like the live, if you enjoyed watching us live, to see how easy it is. You could sew an easy sewing project. That would be great. Oh, let me go here. So go all the way around until you get to your double-sided. Okay, so now I get my double pin here. Come over the pin, do my back stitch nicely, and then I'm gonna pull it out. Almost done, guys. Almost to the finish line. Almost to the finish line. That's the cool thing with sewing, to know that I create this, I make this. It's amazing, guys. Like it's so amazing. It saves you a ton of money doing it yourself. It may take maybe a little bit longer if you're a beginner. No big deal, but the goal is that you save a lot of money. That's the actual goal here. Okay, so we have this here. Nicely done. So let me put this up a little here. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to use our hole here, guys. So you just trim everything out. You're going to use your hole and you're going to turn it around. I'm going to nicely turn it around, nicely turn it around, nicely turn it around. Okay. And then some of my students were like, okay, what is this? Now let's just bring it together again, guys. Ironing, I wouldn't iron it on the live today, so you might see it all posh and flush. I put it on my head to see. You can see. If it's too big, guys, you could always go back in. And you could always go ahead and make it a bigger seam allowance. Like we did 1/2 inch, you could go 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, even 3/4 of an inch seam allowance. You could always go and play around with it. Again, if you're making it for a child, you could always cut the size of the child, or maybe you decide, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna change what I do for the child. You can make it into a 1 inch seam allowance. You could actually go bigger into the seam allowance. And again, it's your call. There's no right or wrong way to do it. For this, I did add 1/2 inch seam allowance for this year. Okay, guys, so this is it here. So the next thing you have to do now is make sure you iron. So I wouldn't iron on the live, like I mentioned. Iron the hat down, but you're supposed to be ironing it as you go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and close the hole here. But one other thing here, guys, as you close the hole here, you could close it with needle and thread. So you could do a slip stitch here, so no one would actually see the line here. Or you could go ahead and sew it around, one stitch all the way around and another stitch all the way around itself. So again, I would do an unedited live to show the different method you could actually close it off. So for this live here, I'm just going to close this part here, and then I will show you how the final work look. All right. And always have a thread that match your fabric. It's always one of the big secrets itself. And I won't sew all the way because I didn't iron it. It's supposed to be ironed as you sew. Okay, guys. All right. All right. So I'm gonna bring the camera a little bit up so everyone could see me, what it looks like, what it looks like. So I am going to put this on here. Right. So this is the hat. So it's, I don't know, my hair would be kind of, see how it is? So it's not bad. And you can weight both sides, guys. Just see, it's not bad at all. Actually, I actually like it. I actually like it. So let me bring this camera up so you can see me well for those who are watching me here. So it's not that bad. Of course, it wasn't iron. As you can see, I didn't iron it as I sew, but it's an easy peasy project to make that you could actually make for the Christmas season. And you can weight on both sides. So I hope I didn't mess up my hair. Anyway, whatever. Again, this side is not so fancy, but again, who cares? Yeah, I made it, right? And you could weigh this side. Just make sure when it's ironed nicely, kind of match my outfit little by little, right? So you could make it both sides itself. Okay, guys. So like I said, you could get the pattern. The pattern should be there. Will be a link below for the pattern itself. But definitely get the pattern through the link below and try it out. Let me know how it is. You could send it to me by email. You could actually send it to me. I don't know. Just let me know. I did make a hat and I like the hat, whatever the case may be. Okay, guys. So this is just a quick DIY live today to show you that you could actually make something quickly for the Christmas season. My name is Jaleese. And of course, this is Infinite Modesty Design. If you want to learn to sew, kindly contact us. We are able to teach you even online. Okay, guys. Just to let you know that Jesus Christ loves you. And of course, he's waiting for everyone to get to know him as their personal Lord and Savior. Tata. See you on my next live. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.